Yo, snow. I'm taking advantage of the next few days. I'm gonna crank some video out. I got so much video to catch up on, but let's get into this.
You might look at my channel and think, I'm confusion. Why is bro talking about life on a woodworking channel? Trust, I'm confused too. Nah, but really, this is a glimpse into my brain. You know those expressions that you hear when you're growing up, like the straw that broke the camel's back? They didn't really hit until adulthood. And boy, did it hit. Here I'm putting a bit together for renovation. Why? Because my life has been flipped, turned upside down.
Come back, baby. A little pain in my heart just won't let me be.
The straw that brought me to this place, this beautiful table. It was incredible. I was very happy with it until.
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No,
Whoa, no!
It's like 2 steps forward, 15 steps back, and not even back steps. It's like getting knocked out, and you're trying to get ahead, and you're trying to run this business, you're trying to be successful, and it just doesn't work out. Well, let me calm down. Life does not stop for anybody, so my pity party had to end early. By the time you've seen this video, I've applied for nearly over 70 jobs in the last couple years, and I still wound up back in construction. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but really, 70 plus jobs, some interviews. Anyways, I'm always trying to figure life out at my ripe age of 33, which involves pivoting. And this project right here is just a good reminder of that. And I'm very, very happy that I'm able to not only be a part of the project, but I'm overseeing this one. I told you my brain jumps really quick, so you're gonna have to keep up. It's around 800 square feet that we're renovating. We're converting a garage, a sunroom, and working in the back, putting up a new fence, raising the concrete, all kinds of things. When I set out to start doing custom woodworking though, I never anticipated having to do anything else to supplement my income. It's not that I thought I was gonna be a huge multimillionaire. It's just, it was off to a good start. And then one thing after another happened, just like that table. So I'm doing things like building fence. I don't hate it, but man, it is difficult sometimes. It can really just kind of affect your confidence and being able to do anything when your own expectations aren't met. You live in the same world I do and realize that just going and getting a job does not necessarily work. And I've invested years into construction and other facets of construction, which sometimes hinders my ability to reach out, bruh. Back to the basics. Over the last 18 months of surviving or rebuilding projects like this one, several $1,000s, which aren't always necessarily my fault, some controls that I can't control, things out of my hand is what I'm trying to say, variables. You know what I'm trying to say. But you have to take the fall when you own the business, and that sucks because your life also has to take the fall. I'm not gonna stay negative though. Sometimes I just got to get back to the basics, which is just finding other ways to keep your head above water. It's easy to think about those that cut corners too, or they kind of cheat the system, they scam, whatever it is that people do, to try to make dishonest money. My life is set up in a way that if I ever tried to indulge in anything like that, oh man, bro, I'd get caught immediately. I'd get caught expeditiously. So I don't even try. Besides that, I care about my integrity. But time has been my ally, ultimately, and it didn't feel that way at first. I've nearly completed my last rebuild, but I've managed to diversify in other ways. My life stabilized. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Maple top, refinishing it, got almost all the epoxy off of it. Tomorrow we'll stain it. We'll finish sand, not finish sand, but 80 or 120 grit. Stain it, spray it, be good to go.
Which brings me here. A client called me in a panic. They tried to pour some epoxy on a bar top. The bar had been closed for longer than expected, and they needed some help. That's what I was here to do, a service job. Sanding all the epoxy off, refinishing the top, have it ready by the weekend in 3 days. I love jobs like these, man. Although it's hard work.
Putting the last coat on. Gonna scuff it up, spray it, be ready to go.
And I believe I've learned a little bit in business. And part of that is you got to diversify. The other part is confidence plays a role. If you're not confident in your ability to create revenue, then you've already lost. How you carry yourself affects how people look at you when you're providing a bid or an estimate based on your abilities and other things in life that we don't want to talk about right now. And you have to lean on these little jobs too. They're like little stabilizers, right? Like you got these big muscles, but you got joints and little muscles that support those big muscles. You get it. It's a cool illustration. But my reality is not the same as some you might see online. They were one-hit wonders. They got a 30 million viewed video. They're off to the races. They can do custom woodworking and big fancy tables, and life's great. You know, everything's taken care of. That's not the way my life is set up. Again, I have to lean on what I know. And it's stuff like this. Build my confidence back. Get my head out of the sand, and I just got to work through it. There's some kind of other good life quote in there somewhere. Here we go. When you do good and do right, good things tend to happen.
Lord, what a week. I'm taking the rest of the day off. Got some other things I'm waiting on my place in line on the CNC for that rebuild that I'm doing in another video. I kind of talk about it here and there, as you saw in a couple clips. That's it for this week. I'm gonna go clean my truck. I'm gonna hit the gym today. I'm gonna get my hair cut. Look, this business is hard to do. I did that bar top basically in 2 full working days, and then about 39 minutes this morning. So $1,500 for that. Boy, I'll holler at y'all next week. Ordinarily, I would leave this in the form for travel purposes, but it was easier to lift with one person because this thing is a beast. As you can see, 60 something inches wide, I think 63 inches wide, 8 foot long. Beast. But it's gonna be cool. Let's talk about it for just a minute. So we're just gonna get one full B-roll. I've still gotta fill these out, but I'm gonna flatten it first because I'm not much for wasting epoxy, so it makes no sense to fill this up just to cut, an 1/8 inch off. Same thing with these. I spent a lot of time filling them up, so there's actually epoxy inside of them, but I'm not sure if it's 3/4 of the way full, halfway full. I won't really know until I finish getting it flattened. Just a way to save on epoxy and not trying to rush this one because this is a rebuild. As you've been watching, I want it to look great. I want it to be good. And most importantly, I don't ever want to see it again unless I have it on video. So let's get to the CNC shop. 2x4x12. Okay, so my shot is a little bit cropped. Let's not worry about that. This is controlled chaos. What I like to do when I'm doing bids, when I'm doing designs. Oh, you can't even see it. See, it's cropped. I draw things out. This is for a bed frame. There's actually going to be 2 bed frames. They're bunk beds, but no bunk underneath. They're just the top set. Going to have a ladder on each one, and then there's going to be a computer desk that the kids can work at. This is a project I'm trying to have finished by this week because I have a million other projects going on, which is a good thing. But I do everything on paper before I put it onto my tablet. I like to have it that way in case anything goes wrong digitally or memory or whatever. Then I can have what I was working on the project and I can have measurements. It keeps me from having to go back to the job site all the time. I can work at the shop on this, get it knocked out, then go to the job site. I try to minimize my trips, keeps your profit up, keeps your frustration down, keeps you thinking and moving. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's what I'm about. So, got to go back to the store. The guys are started on the framing for our renovation project. Got to go check on them eventually. It's a lot, but it's good to have a lot going on. Very happy with that. Epoxy table, it's being flattened so we can finish it and get it delivered. That was the rebuild in the other video where I talk about the rebuild. Everything's mixed in because my life is crazy.
This little gym, it's obviously not my usual custom work, but going back to the point of the whole video, life doesn't feel sorry for me or anybody else for that matter. And I've learned really hard lessons through work and other situations in my life. And, well, we're here. We're building some bed frames with material I don't typically use. I'm a hardwood person. I like using actual joinery, but this one I use screws. I use different sealers that you could get from Lowe's or Home Depot. There's nothing wrong with those things. I've just stopped thinking so high and mighty of myself, honestly. It's sufficient. This is structurally sound. I used proper design plans. And I studied this one. I planned it out. That's a life lesson too, Take your time, build confidence, and lean on whatever it is you've got going on in life so you can get yourself on track. I've learned to slow things down and slow my mind down. Take it from my life as an example. It's okay to get back up. It's also okay to crash out every once in a while. Lose your mind a little bit, but in control. Don't hurt anybody. But you got to get back up. That's the only way you get through it.
Can you hear me good? There we go. All right, so it's cold in here, but all right, today, checking things out. Electrician has come through. Got a few adjustments that need to be made. Converting this garage into several rooms. So we got a laundry room, we got a water heater closet, bedroom, big bath, closet. Yeah, it's nice. Let's see. Show y'all. Framed up. Some of the work has already been done, so HVAC, all that was already done, but we raised the floor 6 inches of concrete. Obviously got our framing done. Plumbing's roughed in, electric's roughed in. We just got a few touch-ups with the electric. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice. Got ceiling fan, cans. Yeah. Yes, sir.